I am shocked that any of you came back after I put a 4-minute segment into my first ever inaugural episode of Go Low Like a Pro about me cleaning golf clubs. What was I thinking? I did make this though. That's the signal. Welcome to part 2 and thank you for not walking in. Now, although I felt there was a lot to explain last week, I feel there may have been a wee bit too much exposition. So there'll be no massive car monologues and no kitchen sink dramas this week. Let's just get straight down to some golf training. I wanted to wait until day 10 to explain the next putting challenge, and that's because I've been waiting on this. Not the best day to be wearing black, but this microphone. Not this microphone. Hello. Day 2's task from Phil Kenyon's 5-day putting challenge that I've been doing focuses on getting the right amount of bend over the ball. So to do this, we stand up nice and straight, bring our shoulder blades together and down, hands out to the sides like this. This is a position I like to call Mr. Cellophane. That's a musical theatre reference for all you golfers that like musical theatre. I hope you both appreciated it. So we're here, I'll tell you what, I'll come side on. So we're here, and just come forward into your stance. Now, chances are you won't be far enough over. Phil says you want to be at 45 degrees, so just have a look at your putter. It should be in line with your body, and find 45 degrees. And yep, feels good. And that's task 2. So coming into that position, when I get to about here, I start to feel a bit of tightness in my lower back, and bending my knees I find really helps give me that wee bit extra slack to get to 45 degrees. I also find that it really helps keep my lower body a lot more still, which is another issue that I've had in the past with far too much leg movement. But I have a theory about that. Let me show you. So when I'm standing a bit more upright, I get to about here in my follow through, and I can really feel that tightness around my lower back and my right hip. And that makes perfect sense. That's where my surgery was. I've got a lot of scar tissue in there, which isn't as pliable or supple as regular tissue. So what happens is, rather than just stop abruptly there, my body, my wonderful body, allows me to finish the stroke by just bringing the hip with it. See that? And that's where we get into all sorts of nonsense, and possibly why I'm pulling so many putts. So this week I increased to hitting 100 putts a day, and there are 2 very important reasons for that. One is that I have to really keep building up that number to really solidify the work that I'm doing, get it all into my muscle memory and improve my putting. And 2 is that it makes it much easier to do the maths for the percentages. Now, I've only got the first 2 days up so far, and that's purely so I can do this. Boom! 92%. I had a great day of putting. Massive improvement, and I am very happy with it. Now, sadly that dropped off a bit, but I did manage to stay above 80. Now, the stats for those last 2 days are still up on nearly every other day, but it's a good sign that I was actually disappointed with those numbers. I've also added 3 dotted lines to the graph that shows my averages as they change day to day. That's to get a better trend line for each outcome. So Phil, if you're watching, it's a work and a treat. Thank you very much. Right, let's speed things up a bit. This week I'm doing a much more active yoga. As you can see, there's not a pillow in sight. This practice is actually called Yoga for Golfers. Once again, it's by the lovely Adrian, and I must say that this one is new for me. I haven't done it before, and I felt great when I finished it. There was a bit more working of the core, turning those shoulders and opening out the hips, which you'd expect as this practice was designed specifically for golfers. You can find it on YouTube if you want to give it a go. Just search for Yoga for Golfers or Yoga with Adrian. Next week, I'm going to look at a different kind of physical training. It's something that I find great for my flexibility and well-being, and it's something called fascial stretching, which is concentrating on your connective tissue rather than your muscles, so you don't want to miss that. Now for something completely different. So continuing with the low budget, low tech training theme, I'm now in the garden and I'm just practicing chipping into a basin. Well, you know, maybe I'm taking this whole rocky thing a bit far, you know? Did you get it? Good. Jacket. I'm not working on anything specific at the moment with my chipping. Oh, nice. I am just trying to get a feel for my new clubs and remember to keep my hands in front of the ball. That's it. This outfit started as a joke just for filming, but actually wasn't too bad for chipping. And I don't mean to go on about the cold, but my balls are freezing. That's enough of that. And by that, I mean part 1. So be good, and if you can't, shout 4. Now hopefully, you'll be watching this on the playlist, which means that you'll be right back here in 2 minutes with part 2. So I guess I'll just sit here and wait for you.